They marched around City Hall Park in a peaceful and orderly fashion. But then, minutes later, thousands of cops stormed through the barricades and ran on top of cars as they charged the stairs of City Hall. Their message rang loud and clear. These cops were here to put pressure on Mayor David Dinkins, hoping he would reconsider his request for an all-civilian complaint review board. The board hears complaints about city police officers. Right now, it consists of 12 people, equally represented by civilian and police members. These cops don't want it to change, and they had support from the mayor's arch-rival, Rudy Giuliani.
The reason the morale of the police department of the city of New York is so low is one reason and one reason alone: David Dinkins.
Let's assume this is the worst legislation known to man. It is still no excuse for the behavior that at least the reports I've gotten of how they behaved out there today. And I say that Phil Caruso and the leadership of the PBA is responsible, and for Rudy Giuliani to urge them on, as it were, it demonstrates an irresponsibility on his behalf.
The rally was organized by the Cops Union, the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, and they brought all their big weapons to protest the CCRB changes, including Officer Michael O'Keefe, who was recently cleared by a grand jury investigation after he shot and killed a convicted drug dealer in Washington Heights last summer. Just whether this protest will have an impact on the CCRB won't be known for at least a few months. The future of the Civilian Complaint Review Board lies in the hands of the City Council Committee on Public Safety. They'll begin hearings on Thursday when they listen to public officials. Then in October, they'll listen to the public. After that, they'll decide whether to make any changes to the Civilian Complaint Review Board. There you go.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Man,
I'll try to get it together, brother. Yeah, there we go, man. Yeah. We here with Let It Be Known.
yeah.
We had a little bit of technical difficulties with the mics, but we here now. What's going on, Ashar? How you feeling?
I'm Tawab. How's everyone else?
Everybody good? You know the incredible Taino down there on the computer.
He look especially Taino today.
Yeah,
He got his hair in a Bessie button. Yeah, get it together. Don't try to hide it. He trying to hide his Taino-ness. Yeah. Hey.
You know, right next to me we got Officer Thousand Yawala from Long Island. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I feel good. Why you sniff like that when you said my name? They gonna get the wrong impression.
I don't know
They
what
can say,
that means.
Officer 1,000. Wink. Yawala. You know what I'm good, man.
Nah,
I'm
man.
good,
You
man.
know, I'm Officer 5,000 corrupt. You know what I'm saying? This
God
let it
damn.
be known. The sound effects ain't working, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know the sound effects is dead.
Just feel it.
Don't nobody ever charge it, but you
Just
know,
feel the claps and the bombs being dropped
and the yay,
and the headshot. You know what I'm saying? We might have to make that shit up.
I'll be handling the vocal sound effects for the show today.
Yeah, listen, it happens. It happens. But listen, we don't got that much time this week. But let's get right into it. What you saw was the what was that? The riot video?
The
Or
NYPD riots back in 1992.
right. So we about to get into what that was about because it's definitely heavy, and we need to talk about it. So you got it right there, Shaw. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get right into it.
This is from the Intelligencer.
I ain't never heard of that.
No?
No, I ain't
Nah.
never heard of Intelligencer. No, I never heard of that.
This is White Riot.
Mm-hmm.
In 1992, thousands of furious, drunken cops descended on City Hall and changed New York history.
And
Yeah.
they all got the same mustache too.
Right.
They are.
They all they
It
all
looked like 1990.
yeah. They look like old cops.
Right.
Oh my god!
Imagine having to go a lineup. So describe him. Well, he had a mustache.
First of all,
shaved face.
no. You got that. First off, they have the just the mustache.
Yes.
just the Burt.
Everyone got it.
Yeah,
The
everybody got
Knight Rider.
the Burt Reynolds. They all in jorts. They
Right.
all in jean shorts.
Wait. Zoom in on that picture on the right. Zoom in on that real quick. Before we get into this article, what is this? Go down, Sean. What is that? What is that?
He look like a Fed.
On the right, that picture.
Hold on.
If you can.
Oh my
I
God.
won't allow you.
No.
Listen, they look like they going to arrest.
Yeah, you see that picture right there? What it says? This is New York City something.
Police.
This is a police officer.
Oh my.
Yeah.
It looked like he's standing on a black man at that.
You know it. First of all, this is Boston.
New York.
No, this is
Oh,
Right
New
here at
York.
City Hall.
Oh God, look at
Look at the phone booth. You know what I'm saying? This is surely 1992, and racism as strong as ever.
ever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All got the Burt Reynolds kit in the back with the Firebird.
Ask yourself why they all white.
Everyone, they all got the
Actually,
sunglasses.
listen.
Right.
Listen, New York is one of the most diverse cities on earth, specifically Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they all white?
Right.
What'd that tell you?
Right. Exactly. But let's get into it. Sean.
Yeah.
What you got?
It says in 1992, thousands of furious, drunken cops descended on City Hall and changed New York history. This story was produced in partnership with the Garrison Project, an independent, nonpartisan organization that will address the crisis of mass incarceration and policing.
Slavery.
Ready?
Just get it.
At around 11 a.m. on September 16th, 1992, Norm Stelsel heard a roar from outside his office in City Hall. Peering out the window, he saw thousands of off-duty police officers filling the narrow park that surrounds the building, a grand neoclassical structure that all of a sudden has started to feel like the tightest of traps. Stelsel, then first deputy mayor of operations, heard officers chanting, "Dinkins gotta go," and the mayor's on crack.
And listen, and remember, this is a black man, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, listen, it's just like right now. Mary Adams gotta go hit this guy. Goddamn.
Exactly. Gotta go. We gotta go. Listen, whenever there's a black man in charge,
He's on crack.
apparently they gotta go.
Why crack?
Why exactly? Why crack?
Why not cocaine?
They-
Why
they-
not,
they-
why not
they-
some rich person's drug?
Why he gotta be on something?
Right.
Why
Right.
can't he just be a politician that's wrong? I thought that was all right. If he did something right, he did something right. If he did something wrong, he did wrong. They just skipped all that. He on crack. Get him out of the office.
Meanwhile, they're drunk
Right.
in public. I thought that was a crime in '92.
Right.
Drunk
Isn't
intoxication,
public drunkenness a crime?
Absolutely.
Not when they do it, clearly.
disorderly conduct.
Well, who's going to
also.
police the police?
Right.
The police? We're gonna find out soon.
You know what's ironic? They're police officers. People tend to skip over the fact that the office that they uphold is mayor.
Right.
He signs their checks.
You supposed to be protecting him.
Exactly.
And you calling the person who signs your checks a crackhead.
right.
He on crack, y'all. While they're drinking something, they're drinking, calling their boss a crackhead.
The mayor
On crack.
Remember, we don't vote for police officers.
Right.
They are deputized by the mayor. That's how they have legal control over you. He's the one who literally gave them the power they have.
Right.
But when he's black, you get a riot.
You get a riot. He's on crack.
He's on crack.
We gotta storm City Hall, y'all. We gotta do it because this mayor is on crack and he don't know what he doing.
And listen. It's not like he came in as a tyrant. Remember, mayor, you had to vote. We voted. The public voted for this man. Right? So we all agree we wanted him in office. Not white people, apparently. Apparently, white cops was like, no. Let's keep going.
They carried signs bearing racist cartoon images of Mayor David Dinkins with humongous lips and nose and an afro, including several calling the city's first black mayor a washroom attendant.
Yeah, what? But
This big boss.
But the thing about it, man, just go back. This is the thing that you could tell they always fall back on racism. It says a black man. Wait, go back up. It says they carry signs bearing racist cartoon images of Mayor David Dinkins with what was it? Humongous lips and a nose and a fro, including several calling the city's first black mayor a washroom attendant. Like, listen, it always goes back to racism when it comes to our oppressor. There ain't nothing he likes more than calling you anything that's racist in his mind. And he's going to do it. That's why they say he on crack. And listen, the class we just did before, they razor blades and watermelons and chickens and
zip coons.
This. Listen, they don't care. Whatever in their mind, that feel that comes to their heart, they're going to stay how it is.
Also, this goes to show you, even if you became the mayor,
right,
you still just a nigga to them.
Right.
Even if you're their boss, you still just a nigga to them.
Right. Negro.
You're just a Negro with big lips and afro.
Right.
That's how they see you. Like, you have to understand that's how they see you regardless.
Right.
Whether you're sagging your pants, whether you're wearing a suit, that's how they see you. Whether you're the mayor or whether you just a brother on the street, that is how they see you. Stop trying to impress them. That's how they see you. You see them as God, but that's how they see you. And listen, these supposed to be police officers. They supposed to be about law and order, right?
Supposed to be defend the public.
Why didn't they create a petition? It's thousands of them, right? Why didn't they do it the legal way, right? They of law, but no, they're criminals. Right. They're white criminals, and they wanted to riot. Well, listen, if we riot, what they say about us? We should get locked up and beat and shoot. No, but when they riot, it's not a problem.
It's political.
It's political, yeah.
It's political. It's injustice. This is not civil.
And no one died.
Right.
They rioted not because people are being murdered in the streets.
Right.
They rioted because their boss is black.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Their boss is black. They still took the job though.
Right. They went to work the next day.
Yeah, they could have quit. Right. No one's forcing you to be a police officer. But when you're the devil, you get this.
It says the officers had a permit to protest, which confined the demonstration to Murray Street, a road perpendicular to City Hall, lined with Irish pubs. They were mad that Dinkins, the mayor, was pushing a bill that would change the composition of the Civilian Complaints Review Board, the CCRB.
You mean put power into the people's hands?
Right.
Exactly.
The oversight body that examined complaints of police misconduct from half cop, half civilian to all civilian and make it independent of the New York Police Department.
Yeah. Yeah, because you work for us. You are a public servant.
Right.
You serve the public. That is the position you are taking. So how can you have oversight of yourself? How?
It's like they've always done that.
Exactly.
They've always have oversight over themselves. When they've lynched you, when they destroyed your towns, when they going ravished your women, what they do? They go in the back and say, like, are we guilty? No, then all right, then what we here for?
Kangaroo court.
All right, what we here for? If we all think it's right, why we then let's keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's keep doing it. Hey, you mad, Jim? You upset, Jim? No.
Guess what? We ain't guilty.
Right, we ain't guilty.
We out of here.
A favor of us being innocent. Hey, hey. Then
exactly.
They go back outside. But when it's you, it's an unanimous decision that you are gonna get lynched right there in front of your door.
Right.
There ain't no judge. There ain't no jury. It's he's guilty. Get the rope, Jim.
So these police and these white police, and keep in mind these are white police. Like, it's not like everyone. it's white police. The white police are mad that the public will be able to complain about them. Just what does that say? Why is that such a problem to be held accountable? Because you know who the public that's going to be complaining is the people they've been beaten up for a century, who don't look like them. They don't want the people to have any type of power or say so, right? Because in their minds, that's what policing is. Their mind, they are there to serve you justice. Listen. I'm gonna blow your mind. The police job is not to catch criminals, right? Because you don't know if someone's a criminal until they go to trial. Right. They're not guilty of anything yet, right? That's not their job. Police job is to capture suspects, not stop criminals. Right. You don't know you don't know yet. But in their mind, they are justice. They think they are justice. Not that they are there to bring someone to actually have their day in court. They think they're the judge and jury. They think they don't have to answer to no one, even their boss. Clearly, they don't have to answer to the mayor who signs. That's the office they're upholding. That's the reason they're there.
And not only that. Listen, if the president ain't going their way, they don't have to answer to the president either.
Exactly.
As you can see in January, it was January 9th?
January 6th.
January 6th. Yeah, listen, that lets you know it doesn't matter who you are. If you don't agree with the American narrative, we are rioting. We're going there to make a stance, and this is what we want, and you're gonna do it. If not, Lord be with you. Lord be with you. You know what I'm saying? When this mob of angry, drunken, so-called civilized people come at your door, or come to City Hall, or come to what was it?
Capitol.
The Capitol. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come and guess what? And serve some justice, some American justice, because they feel like what? We're slaves. Right. I feel like I feel like a slave now, and they don't want to feel like black people. They don't want to feel like black people, and because of that, they're gonna do what they do best: burn down stuff,
right?
Riots. Destroy.
We've seen this over and over again.
Make themselves not guilty. That's what they're gonna do.
Right.
But in reality, they're the most guiltiest people on the face of the earth. But go ahead, Ashar. What else we got?
Come on, sir.
Right. Mob criminals against the law. Right.
Damn right.
It says. They were mad that Dinkins was pushing a bill that would change the composition of the Civilian Complaint Review Board, the oversight body that examined complaints of police misconduct from half cop, half civilian to all civilian, and make it independent of the New York Police Department. The bill was part of a wave of measures proposed by cities across the country in the wake of the shocking caught-on-tape beating of Rodney King in Los Angeles in March 1991. And just months earlier, the April 1992 acquittal of all 4 officers in the case. Dinkins was uptown attending a funeral, which meant that Steisel was the highest-ranking person in the administration inside City Hall. Days later, Steisel talked to Phil Caruso, president of the New York City Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, which later changed its name to the Police Benevolent Association, or the PBA. Caruso, a powerful figure who was respected by the rank and file, tried to explain the officer's anger. So what do you think? Before we continue reading, what do you think he's going to say?
I mean, I just read it, but reading ahead, I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
All right, let's get to it then.
Yeah, I was reading. It's hard to ask. What you think you're gonna? What think you're gonna say? I'm reading it. I'm reading it along with a shot. But go ahead. They don't know what it's gonna say. Hopefully,
they said you don't treat these guys with respect. Steisel recalled Caruso telling him, when you create a civilian complaint review board, which is going to challenge everything they do, meaning the police.
Right.
It's just going to respond to black whining.
Oh, will you look at that? Will you look at that? Somehow, boom. Exactly.
Kaboom!
Explosions.
Bomb drops.
Listen, with no mention of race, right? With no mention of race or any type of people. It's about civilians and police, right?
Right.
Somehow, it turned into, well, you know what I'm worried about? Black whining. Right? Because they know who they're beating up.
Right.
They know who's going to complain about their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
The people who they're misbehaving with. Nowhere is creating a civilian review board says anything about being black.
Right.
Says civilian.
Civilian. It meaning we don't work for the police.
Right. And
right.
And that just lets you know that they don't think they're even civilians. They're above that. Right. We're above being a civilian. You know who's a civilian? That slave down there. He's a civilian, and he's barely a civilian.
Right.
He's barely human. You know
They're talking like police is a people,
right,
and not a job that you clock out of. They're civilians on their time off.
Right. Or are they?
Or are they?
Or are they? Or are they always on clock? Or I'm always the law.
That's how they feel.
I'm always the law. No matter what I say, justice comes out my mouth.
Black whining.
And because remember, he's saying this because why? He wants it to be a law. I'm sick of black whining. Let's settle this. Let's do something about it.
And look what he's calling black whining. Black people being mad that the police beat Rodney King.
Right.
Beat him half to death on camera. First of all, what do you mean not guilty? They did it. They're clearly guilty of doing that. Right? We're watching it. That's also show you how the justice system works right there. We all watch them do it. They're clearly guilty, right? They did it. That's a fact. But to them, they hold themselves not guilty. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, and if you got a problem with it, stop whining. Stop whining. We should be able to just whip your ass.
Remember, and this is 92.
This is after the riot.
Right. This is 92. And they saw all that. They saw the riots, and they were like, yo, why are y'all whining about this? It's basically them saying, like, we've been doing this to you for millennia.
Right.
We be coming into your towns, murdering you and killing you and ravaging your women and children, and you still whining? Yeah. Just deal with it. Just deal with it. We're the law. You're the civilians. You will abide by what we do and say.
Ask yourself, why would police officers get drunk before a demonstration? Just ask yourself that. What are they doing? What are they doing?
They're gearing themselves up.
They are gearing themselves up.
They're giving that courage juice.
Yeah.
They're trying to make sure, you know what? I won't turn back on my brother because we all going to act the same. Whoever the head boy said what he says, we all going to do it.
They standing on top of phone booths.
Right.
Hyping each other up drunk. Because I don't want to answer to no one.
Right.
I don't want to have to answer to the people that I'm supposed to answer to. Remember, they are servants. They are servants. Look. No one voted for them. Just keep that in mind. They are servants that no one voted for. We literally vote for the mayor, and the mayor deputizes them. You understand? That's how they have power. And they're getting drunk, going against their own power, which is ridiculous. So they can beat you more. So they can beat you up.
Right.
They don't want no type of accountability. The funny thing is, the board already exists. All they're doing is making it to where it's the people on the board. Mm-hmm. Because the whole point of the board is to respond to what the people are saying. So how can the board be full of police? Who's going to complain if it's them? And this is something that's just basic, and they have a problem with that, and called it black whining.
Sure, what the hell are you doing, man? You trying to get us? Ashar over there playing with graphics. I felt like that was racist. You just had a brick wall. I just felt like you expected a nigga to bring out a Negro
Jump Street
to bring out a wall like, ooh,
Yeah, what you doing?
like the Kool-Aid man. But listen, man, Ashar, stop messing with that, man. Let's get back to that article.
God, sir.
Trying to mess with these 3D things.
It says, me and ChatGPT are starting to become friends.
Oh, God.
So it says, Stessel remembered Caruso telling him, if you don't respect them, you'll never have a safe city again.
That's a threat. They're threatening the second in command to the city. The police is threatening him.
Right.
Listen, I listen. I don't play with police. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly how to get them in trouble. You make a threat like that, I'm calling IAB. I'm calling Internal Affairs. He threatened my life. Remember, they got the power to do it. Those threats are for real. You know what I'm saying? The police, listen, if the police threaten you, that's for real. They got a license to kill. You understand? And they clearly are the ones who's going to investigate themselves. Clearly, that's the whole point of this protest.
Right.
So that's a serious threat right there. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
It says, the day of the protest, Rudy Giuliani.
Who? Hey, who?
Rudy Giuliani.
Wait. Who?
Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, man. Mr. 9/11 himself.
Was also outside the building with a microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Giuliani, a former U.S. attorney and failed mayoral candidate in 1989, declared, the reason the morale of the police department of the city of New York is low is one reason and one reason only. David Dinkins.
He threw it all on the black man. Yeah. Boom.
A black man trying to bring some accountability to the NYPD.
Yeah, and listen, and just get a good look at Giuliani in this picture. Show them. Look how fresh and young he is, and
the Jewish people around him.
Right. Look how pure and hateful he is.
He's been hating black people forever.
Right.
Forever. Black people. Listen. Let me tell you something. If y'all not from New York, that's okay. You don't understand how much black New Yorkers hate Giuliani. Every policy that was hurtful to us came from him.
Right.
Stopping and frisk, running down. They running, and other cities probably. I don't know if you guys stop and frisk. Like they violate you, bro. They violate you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I just want to make sure you know, like you guilty. I'm slamming your head on something. You know what I mean? I'm tapping your pockets. I'm hitting you in the nuts. Like it was crazy, and that's from him. And listen, the fact that he's fighting, he's fighting to take away a review board of the NYPD just goes to show how racist he truly is.
Right, and not only that, you gotta remember they're drunk. Remember, don't forget that they're drunk at this time.
Yes.
So he can't go out there being political. He has to be on the side of the drunk people.
Right.
Like, you know what? You know what the problem is? The mayor. That's the problem. Of course, it's going to be a eruption of chairs.
It was wrestling out there.
Right. Of course it is. It's going to be like Hulk Hogan giving a leg drop to Ric Flair.
Exactly.
Winning the championship belt.
Torture rack.
Right. Lex Luger with the torture rack. Of course they're going to cheer for him. Because that's what they out there for. They all believe that the black mayor, what's his name, Dinkins? Mayor Dinkins, they think he's the problem. Just like how right now they think who's the problem? Mayor Adams. Everybody. Listen, they have so much racial slurs for Mayor Adams right now. It's ridiculous. But guess who voted him in the office? Exactly. At NYPD.
Exactly.
Now you got a problem. Why? Because you find out he actually has to do some work. All the facade in the beginning. Here's here's the funds for this and that and this, that, and then walk down a few months, year later, it's like, yo, I gotta actually cut this off now.
Listen,
Because
they didn't have a problem with Eric Adams when he was increasing the NYPD budget from 11 billion to 12 billion dollars a year. The NYPD, just our state, has a budget of 12 billion dollars. You know what I'm saying? It's like a military budget. They didn't have a problem. They voted him in. They couldn't wait for him to be in. But then when they found out, wait, this nigga taking in mad migrants, all of a sudden he's terrible now. Help Spanish people. Now you terrible. You terrible now. When here's the thing, New York has been an asylum city forever. 1900 is when the Italians came here.
Right. And that's the thing.
That you was immigrants. Right. You was they did it for you. New York did it for you.
Right.
In 1900.
Right. And yet they turn their back and want to say, why are all these migrants here? Listen, why do you think you have pizza in New York and Chinese food and Indian food?
Exactly.
But nice bagels. Where do you think all that just came from? It's just so your oppressor is so great. He can make all these great products. No, it's from everybody coming from different places. Now, when it's time for black people to come together and the Lord to put his plan so all 12 tribes of Israel could come closer together, that was a problem. You understand?
Now they don't want to do it.
Now they taking our jobs.
It was okay with the Irish coming in.
Right.
Y'all was migrants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was so okay with the Italians coming in. Listen, Italian people hate black people. Why? You came 1900. You don't have a history of slavery with us in America. Why do you dislike black people? What's the problem here? We was here before you. You were the migrants for us. You're not Dutch. This is New York. You know what I'm saying? The Dutch established New York. You was what the Venezuelans are now. You was what these migrants are now. Give us you're sick and you're hungry and you're tired.
And the problem is, let me tell you something, especially with black people when it comes to this whole migraine thing and their opinions and their opinion on it. Your opinion should be like, thank God.
Right.
Thank God they let in our so-called brothers in.
Right.
You know why? Because everybody else came in. Why can't your brother come in? Listen, your grandfather, your mothers came in here, especially if you're West Indian.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you West Indian from another West Indian island or continent. Guess what? You came here. Why? Because it's a sanctuary state. You ain't go nowhere else. They ain't go to the South. They came right here to New York City.
Right.
It's a blessing to let these brothers in. Why? Because that means we're coming closer together. More than ever. Listen, the scriptures is coming out day by day, more and more when you look at the goddamn news. You wondering how the hell Israel's going to unite together. You seeing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Open your eyes. It's right outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you open a door, you like, I've never seen so much Mexicans here in my life. Thank the Most High God you see Issachar outside, right?
Everybody learning Spanish. I don't see no one learning Italian.
Right.
I don't see no one learning.
Thank God there's a Mexican right outside your door, man.
Yes.
Thank God there's a Venezuelan, what else? A Brazilian, El Salvadorian. Thank God they're right outside your door. Why? Because I'd rather have them than an Irish.
Right.
I'd rather them than a German. I'd rather them than a Polish, a Sweden.
Rather them than a Ukrainian.
Right. I'd rather them than any other nation. I'd rather my people being here. And the thing about it is you ain't mad because they're here. You're mad because your oppressor is not doing anything for everybody.
Right.
I understand brothers and sisters need to be taken care here in New York, and they're wondering why is the immigrants out there getting more work. Listen, good. The more brothers and sisters is here, and we brainwash them to know about the truth and the Most High in Christ, the better off we'll be. And then we'll get that brother you see on the subway off the subway. That sister you see every day asking for change and need a shirt or she needs some shoes for her kids, she'll finally get all that. Right. Why? Because we'll be united. We be together. But listen, you still worrying about the immigrants are taking your jobs. You don't even want the jobs half the time. Half the times we don't want the jobs.
Look whose side you are siding with.
Right.
Just understand. First of all, you're not on the right side of history. First of all, look who you're siding with. That's who you're siding with. Right. The same people who say that about you. That's who you're siding with. Listen, they're taking your job. Listen, you ain't getting the jobs from these white people anyway. Yeah, they doing studies. They hiring felons, white felons, before they hire you. Right. And you worry about your brother, your Spanish brother. You know what I mean? Wait, listen, man. You know, that just reminded me. Let me see if I can find this article. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Because you want to know about taking jobs. You know, white people took jobs from you during the Great Depression. You know that? You know, during the Great Depression, when they were struggling and you had jobs, you know who they took it from? They took it from black people. You know that, right? Google that, Ashar, if you could. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I have it right now. Everybody just celebrated Labor Day. What do you want me to look up? Did you know what that was about? Great Depression and taking jobs. Everybody just celebrated black Labor Day. Getting their jobs taken during the Great Depression. They was busting your head open for your job, for the job you have. Come on, man. I have it right here actually too. Let me see if I don't listen. I don't like the fact that right there. Go down that third one. Race relations. Yep. Go read that. Yeah, let's get into it. You worry about they taking our jobs. Immigrants taking our jobs. They took our jobs. They took our jobs. You know what I'm saying? Let's see whose jobs was taken during the Great Depression. Remember, it's black people over here. You working hard. Go ahead, Ashar. Read what you got. Since the immigrants is taking a job, let's see who's taking your job, Negro. Let's go. This is from the Library of Congress. Race relations in the 1930s and 40s. Mm-hmm. The problems of the Great Depression affected virtually every group of Americans. Right. No group was harder hit. What? No group was harder hit. What? No group was harder hit than African Americans. Keep going. By 1932, approximately half of African Americans were out of work. They was what? Say what, Ashar? Out of work. They was working hard. Out of work. They took all the jobs. Out of work. Keep going. In some northern cities, whites called for African Americans. Wait, say that again. Whites called for African Americans. So wait, white people called African Americans to be fired. To do what? To be fired. To do what? To be fired. I thought we had jobs. I thought nobody was taking our jobs, man. They wanted you fired. Why? Because there was no jobs. Mm-hmm. You had all those little tiny jobs just to have food. Your oppressor saw that and said, I don't got a job. How can I'm not eating. My family's not eating. And this Negro down there is eating and feeding his predator family. We need them out of here. We need them gone. How do they have jobs? Read it again, Ashar. It says white people call for what? Whites called for African Americans to be fired. To be what? To be fired. To promoted. To be fired. I need him what? To be fired. And he's fired. So wait. So if he's a milkman, he's what, Ashar? Fired. If he's in the bread, he's my bread maker. He's what, Ashar? Fired. If he's some called a mechanic? Fired. If he's cutting a white man's beard, he's what? Fired. Listen, man. And no matter what you did, listen, if he had you doing what you doing since slavery. If you was picking cotton, you was what, Ashar? Fired. You couldn't even do what you was normally doing as a slave. That's the sharecroppers right there. You couldn't even do that. You couldn't even be a slave in peace because he wanted you what, Ashar? Fired. He wanted you fired. He wanted you fired. You couldn't even be a slave during the Great Depression because that's how bad your oppressor was, man. Right. And that's showing you, don't listen to the narrative of what they said about,
the immigrants is taking your jobs, because let them take the jobs.
Be worried about the same devil you always been worried about. Stop worrying about Pedro.
Yeah.
Trust me, Pedro. He ain't trying to do nothing to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He ain't the problem. He looking for help.
What we got to show? You still in that article?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's keep going.
Please.
It says the mayor doesn't know why the morale of the police department is so low, Giuliani said. He blames it on me. He blames it on you. Bull crap. Giuliani then attacked an anti-corruption commission impaneled by Dinkins, which he said was created to protect Dinkins' political behind. More cheers from the crowd.
Why would an anti-corruption be protecting his behind? What does that say? Right. Like he's fighting against corruption, and they fighting that because they want what? Corruption.
Headshot.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be accountable, and they never do. I think we all know who we talking about when we say they. Them.
These guys.
Yeah, of course.
Them.
These guys.
Yeah. They don't want to be held accountable.
Right. And the thing about it, of course, they want to stop. They don't want you to go into the criminals and finding out who's doing this and doing that, because they're doing it.
Yeah.
We about to do something you trying to stop right now.
The funny thing is, that's the mayor's job.
Right.
If he is the one deputizing the police, he has to make sure that they're not beating everyone up.
Right.
He's doing his job. He's doing the point that we hired him.
Right.
The city hired him.
You hired me.
Yeah.
You hired me. You told me to do this.
And look, the police uphold the office of mayor.
Right.
So he's making sure his office is not corrupt.
Right. And the problem is he was finding out.
They are corrupt.
He was getting too deep. And he was finding out Giuliani was doing something. He was like, hold on now.
Yeah.
He's the problem. The man Dinkins is a crackhead.
Right.
That's why they say that.
You think Giuliani just started being a criminal?
Right.
Nah, he just got a mugshot now.
Right.
He's been a crooked criminal since then.
And beyond.
Come on, man.
And beyond. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Ashaw. What else we got from that article?
It says the demonstration began to spiral out of control.
I wonder why. It ain't because they've been drinking since the morning time. That couldn't be it. It couldn't be because thousands of police got drunk. What do you think the protest is going to be civilized? Listen, these are just white men. The job is not a special thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not the uniform. It's not the badge. These are drunk white men. Right. That's what's happening in the city right now. And it's terrifying because they all got guns. Why do you think you don't see nobody else out there? Where all the black people at? Staying far away from that shit. The cops sober on duty is a problem. You want them drunk off duty, riled up, standing on top of phone? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm not even sure if it's legal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even sure it's legal that they can do this. But let's continue.
It's legal because it's not our fault. It's Mayor Dinkins' fault, and he a crackhead.
Right.
That's all it is. Listen, just throw any racist thing in there, in the uproar. They're gonna believe you.
They made political cartoons of him with big lips and afro. Right. Is that even necessary? Like, you have to understand, like, what's happening. Why would you need to make a political cartoon? This is just your boss. You have a gripe with your boss.
Mm-hmm. You need to show your boss how he really is. Yeah. This is who he really is.
Exactly.
Look at it. Look at this crackhead right here. This is what he really is. And the problem is, that's why I said from the class, it goes back from before, and before they always make imagery. imagery to show you. You show it to your grandkids, and they show it to their kids, and it passes down over and over and over again to what? It comes back out into your generation. And what they're gonna say? He's a watermelon coon, razor thought something.
Exactly.
Never fails. But go ahead, Ashar.
It says the demonstration began to spiral out of control, amplified by officers drinking at the pubs on Murray Street. Thousands more has shown up than were expected. Deputy Mayor Fritz Alexander called the police on the police.
AKA, we need backup. We need more y'all down here.
He called the on-duty cops on the off-duty cops.
Right.
Come on, man.
Hey, Billy. Hey, Brad.
Hey, what you doing here? What
How y'all-
happened?
Here's a have a drink.
Yeah. Welcome to the party.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? They took our jobs.
Mayor Dinkins smokes crack.
Yeah,
Come on,
listen.
man.
Look at this picture.
Oh, yeah, listen, they just put it well, what you call it, to the fire, man. Gasoline to
Exactly.
the fire. That's all they did.
You think they listen? They're a fraternity.
Right. You didn't think I know they were down there?
Exactly.
I knew they were down there. I just had I just had the lower end of the straw. I had to go to work.
Yeah.
Couldn't call out.
Right.
It's illegal.
Somebody
It's
gotta be
illegal
here.
to strike.
Right. Somebody gotta be here. So
it's illegal for the cops to strike. They're not allowed to. So
Right.
someone had to go to work.
unless
And here's what
the funds is low.
Ooh.
And there's a city hall can't come to an agreement, and there's a government shutdown, then there's no cops.
Exactly. Also, you have to understand what just happened. All they did is make sure all the cops are there.
Right.
He didn't call the cops on the cops. He made sure everyone was there. Like, you understand that the cops that's on duty that he called there are a part of it.
Right.
He made sure all of them are there. It's a stronger showing, and it's terrifying. Like, try to imagine it in your head. Try to imagine it. It's already nerve-wracking if it's like, imagine 7 drunk people riled up. You're already on guard. Oh,
Right.
Now imagine they're cops. They feel invincible, and it's the thousands.
And remember, they got guns. They got
Yes.
handcuffs.
Yes.
They got dogs.
And this is the 90s. They have billy clubs.
Right. Definitely the 90s.
Please, Ashar. Please.
It says, Acting Police Commissioner Ray Kelly dispatched a phalanx of officers to City Hall for crowd control.
Of themselves.
That was when Steisel started to get scared. I was getting concerned. They're going to storm the building, Steisel said. I mean, these effing guys are crazy. This was the beginning of an outburst of violence that, for various reasons, has been all but scrubbed from New York's historical memory.
Oh,
Of course.
Oh, how about that?
And ironically, it's gonna happen with the Capitol. They're gonna scrub that too, but you're gonna remember there was something happened at the Capitol. We all know it. It's part of history, but they're gonna scrub as much as they can.
They're already trying.
Oh yeah.
They're calling it demonstrations and all this nonsense. Like, they don't want to call it a riot.
Of course,
They
because
don't want to call it a coup.
you keep digging deep on who was there. You realize politicians was there, police officers was there, lawyers was there, your mama was there, grandpa was there, some KKK members was there,
The video,
fire department.
them letting the people in.
Right. You start digging deep. It's like, whoa, we gotta. It's
Yeah.
classified.
Hold on, we gotta
National security.
right.
Yo, arrest that dude with the Viking helmet and
Yeah, arrest the obviously crazy looking guy.
right.
But the thousands of people who
Right.
aren't crazy looking.
Listen, they put him front center. This is the maniacs who was part of it, and the black dude. The black dude. Yeah, don't forget the black dude who thought he was white. Shouldn't even had been in there.
Right.
He got arrested too, man.
Only one without bail, by the way.
Of course.
It's funny how that keep happening.
Oh, right, like Trump's boy, right?
Yeah, it's funny how bail just don't happen for
He
black
don't got
people.
no bail.
Somehow, when it comes to black people, there's no bail.
Is there ever bail? Is there ever a bail? No,
They
it's not
just
bail.
can't let them out.
Listen, everybody else get bail, and that's why when you look at those mugshots with Trump and Giuliani, they all just like they smile.
And let me tell you something. Those aren't mugshots for real.
Nah, they're not.
First off, how do you have a tie on?
Right.
Because when I go to jail, they take my shoelaces.
My belt.
It's gonna be hell in there. I gotta make sure you don't kill yourself.
Right.
They take your belt. This nigga had a tie.
It's because here, take a picture and you're free to go.
Exactly.
Go get out of here. This is the date. Here, pay this.
They probably apologize to him.
Right,
I'm
of course.
sorry about this. Click.
You know, I voted for you.
Exactly.
I don't want to do this.
Exactly.
The president is a crackhead. Sleepy Joe. This is that's how it goes.
That's exactly how
it goes. Right, look, right. It's in circles. I didn't want to do this. They made me do this. This is why you got to be president again. Or listen, and Trump is doing it. Trump goes up. There's politicians and make a speech. You know, Sleepy Joe. A roar. Everybody happy. Why? Because they all agree.
Let's get a little more on that. It's getting juicy.
It says, it not only involved Mayor Dinkins, but was a formative experience for two future mayors and the city's likely next mayor, who back then was a 32-year-old transit police officer. It's almost equivalent to what we saw at the Capitol, Eric Adams told me recently.
So wait. So you're telling me the current mayor was a cop on duty then, and all of a sudden now they're saying the same thing about his black ass. Now he thought he was one of them,
right?
Until he became mayor, and now they're saying
the
same thing.
They found out.
They're saying the same thing.
It doesn't matter when you don't take into the narrative of the great American white hope. And America, God bless it. If you are against all of that, you might be a crackhead. You might come up with being sleepy. You're too old.
Eric Adams was there.
Right.
He saw it. He was there. He was on duty.
I wish it was a movie because he probably like, damn, this is crazy.
Yeah, but he thought he was one of them.
I know he thought he was one of them.
He found out this year he ain't.
He not.
He ain't, because it ain't the badge.
Because he forgot.
Right.
He forgot brotherhood.
He gave him $12 billion.
Listen, I wish I won $1.
Still not happy.
He ain't even give me $1. He gave the NYPD 12 billion. What you could do with $1 billion, Ashar? What you do with $1 billion?
Give it to Command Junior Hunter.
Most High Christ. I don't have no bombs or nothing like that.
Good answer.
Well, absolutely. Now, after you pay your tithes, what are you doing with the money?
Buying the old One West building.
Good answer.
Listen, hey, you're right. Most High Christ. Me, I want a whole land of oppressors. I want a whole land. You know what I'm saying? Just
like Kanye West in that video.
Yeah. I wake up with a rope, like, Johnny! Yo, Johnny boy, come here, man. And, he runs and, hey, what's going on? Listen, man, I need you to go around everybody up. We're gonna get ready to eat. He go out there, round. He go out there, round everybody up. Yeah, everybody line up in a line. I tell them, all right, today you doing this, you doing that, this. If I don't call you, that's bad. If I don't call you to do something,
right?
Like they did to us. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't tell you to do work, that's bad. That's about to have me doing something unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? But listen, that's what I want. I wish I could have that. Just a field of them.
Just think about it, right? So he gave Eric Adams gave NYPD $12 billion, right? But everyone's mad that he's helping the migrants that's coming. Right. Like $12 billion wasn't enough for them. It's about the fact that he's helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gave y'all $12 billion, y'all good,
right?
But no, he helping Black and Hispanics. He got to go.
Right.
He's terrible now. Now he's a terrible man.
Right.
They just blamed him for rain. It flooded in New York.
That sounds about right.
And everyone said, What's going on, Mayor Adams?
That sounds
It's
about
raining. That's what's going on. What you-
They blame black people for everything.
They blamed him for the rain.
They blame not just that, they blame black people for everything.
So they're gonna blame him on the lack of infrastructure for
Like
the
he
flooding
built
that
the
just
city.
happened.
Right.
Like he built it.
You should have fixed it when you came in. That's the point. You mayor now, fix it. Why was the infrastructure broke anyway?
Why was it built on a marsh? Why'd you choose this location for New York?
Why are there a bunch of rivers underneath the city?
Why are there waterways underneath the city?
Why ain't you down there with your bare hands fixing it?
Why are there alligators in the sewers?
Where's your bucket for this water? Brooklyn's underwater. What are you going to do, Mayor? Like, nigga, he can't do shit.
Free the city trolls.
What do you want him to do?
Right. Like,
He would just roll up his sleeves and do what afterwards? After he roll his sleeves up and go down there to the flood, what do you want him to do?
listen, man, they want that. They want to see it. It'll be like a group of them just watching, like, here, it's a bucket, like, yeah. See, that's a mayor. That's a mayor right there, boy. You see him? He got his bucket and he throwing the water out.
Where the water getting thrown?
Right back into the water. Ain't going nowhere different. They just want to see it.
The Hudson is overflow. What do you want him to do?
They want,
Drain the Hudson
They
River?
want to see it. They want to see with their own eyes you being a slave for them. That's what it is.
Is what they want.
They want a slave.
They want you to not help the Negroes.
I'm just waiting for them to just call Mayor Adams some type of crackhead
It's coming.
You know what I'm saying? Weed,
It's coming.
fentanyl, or coke, something. It's coming because it never fails.
Never.
They are always got to associate you with drugs, murder, or watermelon. It always happens. Always. But listen, man, I know we had another article, Sean. You wanted to get into what's his name?
Al Sharpton. We should probably say that for another time.
Oh, you want to save Al Sharpton?
Yeah, so we can finish this because of the time frame.
All right, no sweat.
Let's
get it.
I don't like Al Sharpton anyway.
We can spend a good amount of time on him.
Yeah, listen, I'll bomb on him too. Damn right.
A closer look back at the City Hall riot is that, as it deserves to be known, also serves as a reminder of the challenges Adams himself will face when he takes office next year. If we scroll down a bit, it says, at the time of the riot, Bill de Blasio.
Hey, who?
Bill de Blasio.
I think I know him.
Bill de Blasio.
I think I heard about that name before.
He got a black wife.
Right, yeah, Bill de Blasio.
Was a 31-year-old junior aide in the Dinkins administration. 30 years later, current and former aides say the mayor still tells staff that the riot made a huge impression on him as a young person working in politics, a factor that no doubt shaped de Blasio's early pledges to reform the police and showed him what could happen when the police turned on the mayor. They didn't like him either.
No, of course not.
Una Clark, then a member of city council, tried to enter the building, but an off-duty officer blocked her from crossing the street.
It's illegal.
She later said the white officer turned to another officer and said, there's a Negro who's saying she's a council member.
Listen, it's just unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Like,
It can't be.
Yeah,
It can't be.
This black woman says she a councilwoman.
By the way, he's off duty.
Right.
He's what? So what? Who are you to stop somebody from walking into City Hall?
That just lets you know how low they think of you. Like, damn, you can't even be a councilwoman? Like, man.
Even if she's not a councilwoman.
Like, damn.
That's a public place. City Hall is public.
But the
public pays for it.
But the difference is I'm walking past the regular people. She thought, listen, I'm a councilwoman. Whoa. Wait, you say you're what? Hold on. I got a Negro out here saying she a
Blackie over here.
A councilwoman.
She's a councilwoman.
Do you want to see her? Oh my God. Go ahead, Ashar.
Oh my God.
A group of officers lined up in front of the doors to City Hall. At one point, they let a woman attending the protest, who may have been the widow of a fallen officer, inside. Someone yelled that they had arrested her, and the mob of officers outside rushed the building. Remember Bob Liff, a former City Hall reporter at Newsday? In all my years, there with lots of demonstrations. It is the only time I've ever remember cops slamming the doors shut and putting the bars across the doors to keep anyone from getting in.
Criminals.
It is also the only time I remember feeling any sense of fear inside City Hall.
And you know what's so crazy about this? They never changed. And what also was so hilarious is why is all the important figures here at this one little this incident? You know, everybody here,
The whole gang.
everybody that ran that's a politician was here at this one little black mayor. Just out there in the riots,
Black bear.
you know what I'm saying? The little black bear making all this big noise, apparently. But you got all the superstar politics out there saying, yo, I was there, I'm there, and doing this, and guess what? They all got their turn to do worse. To do worse.
And it created the culture we have now of catering to the police.
Right.
Now it's up to 12 billion that they gave them. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, it's been going up $1 billion every year. $1 billion. So you trying to say the migrants can't come here? We don't got no money, but you got billions to give the NYPD for them to buy robot dogs,
Right?
to put robots into the train system.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much those dogs are? Like one.
Right.
For them to listen, the NYPD spends $30 million a year on horses. Why do we have cops on horses? Why? You know they can't arrest anyone, right? You know, if a horse cop see a crime, he has to call it in. So someone with a car has to come. So why are we spending remember it's tax dollars, spending $30 million a year just so our NYPD can look like slave drivers? That's really what it is. It's the reminder of how they started. But they got a problem with helping migrants. You know what I'm saying? They got a problem. Oh, he's housing these people. We're spending $30 million on horses for them to shit in the street. Pardon me.
Let's get back to this real quick. It says officers climbed atop vehicles parked in front of the building, kicking and pummeling them. Then the sea of officers repelled from the doors of City Hall, turned and headed for the Brooklyn Bridge, just a few hundred feet away from the building's gate. They stormed over it. At least one on-duty officer opened up the barricades for the protesters.
Of course, because they're together. Remember who called the on-duty police officers? It was a police chief. He just made sure all the cops are here. That like it's like they didn't notice he was doing it. That's what you do. If you have a protest where the cops have to be on duty, remember cops are not allowed to strike. So all the cops that was off duty showed up. So then the chief, he just called all the on duty cops to come, and now it's crazy. Now the on duty cops are allowing their friends. They work together. What did they think was going to happen? Who do you call? That's the real question. Because right now, the story we're reading, they're moving with impunity.
Right.
Who do you call? Who do you call when the NYPD goes rogue? Remember, we've been funding them. They have a $12 billion budget. They well funded.
Right.
That's a military. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you call? Now they're drunk and they ain't gonna have it no more. We lucky they didn't kill the mayor. Unalive him. Sorry. We lucky they didn't unalive the mayor. Well, New York was lucky.
It says, New York Times reporter Alan Finder followed the rioters on the bridge and was kicked in the stomach. John Haygood, a black cameraman for CBS, was called the N-word by people in the crowd. City council member Mary Pickett in a car on the Brooklyn Bridge got caught in the traffic. She later recalled off-duty officers shook and rocked her car in order to frighten her and the elderly black passengers inside. About a dozen mounted officers sat on their horses and didn't act to quell the riot.
Mm-hmm.
When Eric Adams arrived downtown, there was a full-blown riot going on. When the people are riled up to that level, you leave the state of being rational to the irrational behavior of a mob-like atmosphere, he told them. Some of the city's newspaper columnists, including Jimmy Breslin, the poet laureate of the city's blue-collar working class, were repulsed. According to a column he wrote the next day, Breslin saw an officer in a PBA shirt saying to a female television reporter, "Here, let me grab your behind." He saw one officer yelling across the beer can held to his mouth, "How did you like that the Negroes beating up?" Hold on. "How did you like the Negroes beating you up in Crown Heights?" Another said, "Now you got a Negro right inside City Hall. How do you like that? A Negro mayor."
Exactly. That's who they are.
Right. And
That's who they are.
That just shows them how they are to a T. You understand? But Ashar, I know you want to bring another article out because I got something right there.
No, we'll do this before you go.
Yeah, listen, and the reason why I want to bring this out so people know, because we talking about New York, we talking about all that. I got New York slave codes.
Yeah.
Because it goes on how they feel, why they say things like that. And and this is a segment, like I said before, where I always want to do before we close out the show. I want to bring forth Black history. If it has to do with slavery, has to do with inventions, I just want people to realize what we done back then or what was being done to us. Always remember something at the end of the show that you can take with you. Now we're going to go into this. Go ahead, Ashar. Show them what we got.
Colonial New York slave codes.
Right.
Law and order.
Law and what?
Order.
Go ahead, Ashar.
I'm thinking of the theme song in my head, but it's not coming.
Dun, 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 dun.
In this activity, students read slave codes from colonial New York and respond to them from the perspective of one of four identities: slave-owning white, non-slave-owning white, slave, or free American, African American. You will describe the fears of slave owners based on the laws they passed in colonial New York. You will determine the consequences of slave codes on the lives of enslaved and free African Americans in colonial New York. You will craft responses to the slave codes from the perspective of one of four colonial personas. Here are the instructions. There is a gallery walk in the classroom with each of the 7 colonial New York slave codes at different points around the room. In addition to the text of law, there enough room for you to write your responses on the sheet of paper. Each of you will be assigned one of the 4 identities: slave owning, non-slave owning white, slave, or free African American. You are to imagine what it would be like to be the person of your identity in colonial New York based on your readings and class discussion.
Right, and real quick, and just so people know, this is a demonstration they did for students. You understand? Because guess what? They don't know nothing about slavery.
Right.
They ain't know nothing about slave codes. So the teacher had to prep the kids on what was going to happen and what should they try to do. Now, go ahead, Ashar, read on.
Colonial New York slave codes.
Mm-hmm.
A, 1681 and 1683. Slaves are forbidden to leave their masters' houses without permission.
It says, let's go. Let's get it slower. It says slaves are what?
Slaves are forbidden.
Nah, I'm just going to the store.
Slaves are forbidden.
Nah, I got to go to work.
Slaves are forbidden.
Now, listen, it's down the block, my mom and my aunt and my...
Slaves are forbidden to leave their masters' houses without permission.
Yeah, let's go. Keep going. Another one.
Slaves cannot own weapons.
You can't defend yourself, brothers and sisters.
At
You can't. You can't have that razor like they said you had.
contraband.
Apparently, you can't have that. You can't protect yourself. You got to do whatever I say and take whatever I say. Keep going.
Slaves cannot gather in groups larger than 4.
Oh, this was their favorite one, man. They loved saying we couldn't do this.
It just, it's funny. They still enforce that.
Right.
When the cops pull up, what y'all doing here? What? Because y'all standing around.
Right. Why y'all? What's this all? What y'all doing out here? What are y'all doing? You got a permit? You got a pass? It all stems from this. Keep going.
No person of African descent may be buried in the city's church graveyard.
God damn, man.
And that was big down there in the Trinity Church near Wall Street.
Just think about that, man. You can't even bury your loved one in the goddamn church that you're hypnotized in, man.
Right.
And it wasn't just the slave codes. That was the church's laws.
Nah, definitely.
Of course.
The church did not
Which
want
is
you.
a slave law.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. But you got to remember, it says no person of African descent.
Right.
Then it's not for everybody. That's why it says that. No, but of African descent, because remember, ignorantly, they thought we Africans. So because of that, you know what? None of these Africans can bury their loved ones in this holy church of God. with white Jesus and the white angels and God himself with Leonardo and this and touching it.
Can be buried next to Alexander
no,
Hamilton.
hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Masters may punish their slaves for any misdeed.
Well, what?
Masters may punish their slaves for any misdeed.
Uh-huh.
However they choose, short of unaliving them.
And listen, and that's why they were out there with Mayor Dinkins, because the masters may punish their slaves with misdeeds.
Right.
He's doing something wrong, man. We gotta do something about this.
You can't tell us how we behave.
Right, you can't. How dare you? Why? Because slave codes before told me I have a right to do something about it. Keep going, Ashar.
No slave over the age of 14 may be out at night without a lantern.
And listen, that's heavy.
I gotta see you.
I gotta
you.
see.
Where you at?
Right, and just remember how dark it was.
Yeah. No street lights, none of
How dark it was. The street lights are the lanterns.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody's out, they have a lantern. I'm gonna walk her home and
I can see him. He's
right
right there.
He's right there. Keep going, Ashar.
Black code, any slave convicted of conspiring to revolt against masters or any whites will suffer a horrible death.
A horrible.
Keep in mind, any whites, not just your master.
Right.
Any white person, if you trying to go against any white person.
Right. Listen, and that's the point. That's thing, and this is the stuff that they remember. Remember, we get passed down hums and this and that and slavery songs and church verses and the slavery Bibles with all that. I know. You know what I'm saying? They get passed down slavery laws for them to remember.
This is why they still woke up to you today. What are you doing here?
Right.
This is why white people still believe they can question you.
Right.
You know they can't question you, right? You know there's no thing where a white person can ask you who you are.
Right.
Who are you? Who are you? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But they do it. They do it, right? When you're somewhere you're not supposed to be.
Right.
Sounds a little slave lawy, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds a little slave codey. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, you walk in Rodeo Drive. That's public, right? Public place for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Is it for everybody? Because you might be asked, what are you doing here? That's where it stems from.
Right.
Where they believe they can question you. Regular white people. No, not even talking about cops. Just regular white people think they can question you.
Right.
And tell you where you belong.
What else we got on there, Sharp? Because it's not done yet.
As you scroll down further,
Mm-hmm.
it says, no Christian can be held in slavery. Slaves may not leave their master's
I think
houses.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Drop down a little bit. It says white people free black people.
White people and free black people may not entertain slaves in their homes. White people and free black people may not sell liquor to slaves.
Keep going.
Slaves who make noise in the street on Sundays will be whipped.
Just think about that. It's a holy day. You out here with that jigaboo music,
With the jigaboo music,
with the cool music. What happened? We gotta get whipped. And just remember, it's on Sunday. Remember, they love their Sundays. They love their Sundays, man.
This is why the cops get called when you play music on the weekend.
Right? How dare you?
This is where it comes from.
You want to know why? You want to know why your neighbors calling the cops on you? It's too loud on Saturdays.
Even when they move into your neighborhood,
right?
They still call the cops.
They complaining
on you.
about the music.
Yeah, it's too loud.
Keep going, Ashar.
It says slaves who break this law will receive 40 lashes on the naked back. Masters may punish their slaves for any misdeed in any way they wish, except unaliving them or cutting off their limbs.
Keep going.
Masters are no longer obligated to free slaves who convert to Christianity.
Woo, just think about that, boy. Just think about that. Read it again, Ashar.
Masters are no longer obligated to free slaves who convert to Christianity.
And you know what's funny about that? Like they just went against the previous joint.
Right.
Remember, it said no Christian could be a slave. So clearly, motherfuckers was like, well, I'm Christian then. And they said, you know what?
You know what? But that's how you show it.
Christians can be slaves.
It's years later. They realize, go back, Ashar. Go back. What year was it where it says Christians could be like 1664? And go down. What year?
Christians can be held in slavery.
Go down.
Fast forward, 1706.
So that's like 40, almost 30 years later.
Niggas say, yo, Christians can't be slaves.
They realize.
Christian then.
They realize.
Black Christians can be slaves.
Listen, and that just show you how evil and wicked our president is.
Also, they don't care about that.
Right.
They don't care about Christianity. None of that. They don't care about that.
They reneged on all that.
They don't care.
But keep going. We almost finished. Keep going. Keep going.
It says, children born to enslaved women are slaves for life.
Yeah, keep going.
Forever.
Newly freed black people may not own or inherit land. Any slave who unalives his or her master will be tortured and unalived. Any slave who plots with others to unalive his or her master will be tortured and unalived.
Hold on. I think we skipped over something. We didn't skip it. We ain't address something real quick, right? So in these laws, there's clearly people who are free and people who are slaves.
Right. Yes.
Now, when it said, just understand what it's saying. Children born to enslaved women are slaves for life. Meaning they can never be a free man. There's free people here.
Right.
If they're making a distinction. But if you was born a slave woman, that's it. That's your fate. Yeah. You can't be free.
And that just shows you how evil our oppressor is. That's him. And this is why we gotta remember some of these stuff, man. We gotta remember them so we can do it to them. Like you, wait, whoa, there, Jim. Was your mother a slave? If she was a slave, I can't.
Sorry, you can't get your freedom papers.
Your children could go. You gotta stay. You gotta stay, Jimmy.
That's it. That's it for you.
Say bye. Just wave to them right here at the gate. Just let them go.
That's your fate.
Let them go.
But what if I convert to Christianity?
Nah.
You just gonna be a black Christian.
No. What happens if I convert to a Hebrew Israelite? Nah. I don't know about that.
None of that.
I don't know about that.
They stopped doing that 40 years ago.
Right. They stopped that since 1969. Yeah, we just can't do that.
Can't do it.
We can't do that no more.
No.
But let's finish up with the last few.
It says, no slave can ever own a gun or pistol.
Right.
No black person who becomes free after 1712 may own a house or pass property on to their children.
Too much of y'all was doing that back.
Hold
Too
on.
much of y'all was doing that before
Niggas was getting
17.
free and buying cribs.
Too much y'all was doing that before 1712.
Niggas said, hold on with all this free housing. Fuck all this free housing stuff. Hold on.
Right.
Y'all can't get houses no more. That's it. That's dead.
Keep going.
That's dead.
To free a slave, the master must pay a 200-pound bond to cover the cost should the free slave ever become a public charge.
Keep going.
Funerals for slaves and free African Americans must be held during daylight.
And they know why. Excuse me, sir. We gonna bury him right here in a moment. We be right back, sir.
Right back. I promise. I promise.
Bounce.
Right back. I
And
swear.
you know what's funny? You gotta remember they're making these because we were doing it. You gotta do something first to make it a law.
I swear we just buried my cousin. I need a day to bury the cut. It was out.
All right, shall I read the last two?
Slaves could not gamble for money. Slaves who rode a horse too fast or dangerously in the city could be whipped.
Is he getting away?
It's like
where he going?
It's damn near I'm saying like, yo, don't go over 50 miles per hour.
Yeah, you wild.
You driving a horse over 50 miles per hour. That's it.
Because it looks like you trying to go somewhere.
Right. It looks like you trying to go hurry away fast.
Slow that down.
But just think about that. How he gonna tell you the horse better not be galloping fast?
You better slow that down. Slow down. What's wrong with you?
All right, man. Listen. This is why it's important for us to bring out stuff like this every week, because we don't know some of the stuff we don't know. We didn't know we were going through half this stuff, man. Just think about this. Just the one I always just thinking about is, listen, you can't have a funeral at night. You just can't have one at night. Imagine it's just a raining all day and the night it start clearing up. You gotta wait. Nah, you can't bury him. Maybe he might not be able to be buried in the daytime.
I gotta see y'all.
Maybe I gotta see y'all. You understand? But listen, that's why it's important for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to realize Black history, man. That's why it's always important for Black history to be told, and we should never forget what's going on. Right. But listen, we about to get out of here. But Shaw, what we got next week?
Al Sharpton.
No, what we got next week?
We got the chess event here in headquarters. If you're in the New York City area, we're having a chess event where every Black, Hispanic, and Native American person man, woman, and child are more than welcome to come to the headquarters here at 2279 3rd Avenue in Harlem, New York, to be around the brothers, sisters, play some chess, chop it up, ask any questions they ever wanted to ask us, but might have been a little shy in the street,
right?
Or might have not seen us in person. This would be a good time to come play some chess. Donations are appreciated,
right?
And just have a good time.
Listen, damn right, man. Listen, as always, subscribe to all our YouTubes, TikToks, Facebooks, and all that good stuff. That's Ashar. I'm Karab. That's Yawala. Yeah. And we out of here, y'all. I don't have bombs. Boom, boom, bang, bang, bomb.
Headshot. That's it, folks.
We out.